Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my entire eyeshadow collection, my storage and organization, and I'm also going to be doing some major eyeshadow decluttering. So what you're looking at right now is where I store most of my eyeshadows. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. So unfortunately, before I decided to turn on the camera and record this process, I did already go through and decide that I'm going to be getting rid of all of this stuff. But don't worry, there is still a lot more decluttering to be had. I'll just briefly go through everything in here and tell you guys why I'm getting rid of it. And then just dump everything out on the floor. Whee! Before I moved, you guys, I did get rid of a whole bunch of makeup. I got rid of literally boxes and boxes and boxes of makeup, but it turns out there's still a ton more that I need to get rid of. I'm trying to be very, very brutal with myself, and if I haven't worn the product recently, in the last 6 months even, which is a long time, I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm just gonna be strict and let's do it. Starting with these ColourPop. These are the Super Shock shadows. And although I do love these, they're so beautiful, I just don't reach for them enough. For some reason or another, I just don't reach for cream eyeshadows very often, so I will be getting rid of these. And then I have 4 of the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadows. They're basically just almost like a pressed pigment. They're so beautiful. I think this one was limited edition. This one is in Strawberry Blonde, but I just don't ever reach for them. I do love these though, and they are quite beautiful, so I recommend them. Like I said, some of this stuff I really do love. I just have no means to wear them all, so I'm gonna pass them along. Next, I'm gonna be getting rid of the NYX prismatic eyeshadows that I have. I used to have all of these. At one point, I did have all the colors in the collection, but I've whittled it down to the 2 that I kind of wore the most. And these are very beautiful. They're like a really soft, it feels like a cream, but I'm not sure if it is. It's like a creamy powder. It's super pretty. And I love wearing those on the lids. Next, let me show you guys these Jouer Long Wear Cream Mousse eyeshadows. They come in a little pot like that. These are really beautiful, if I can open them. This is that Jouer Cream Mousse shadow in the color Moonlit. And it feels a little bit crumbly in texture, so I think it's probably past its prime. I mean, it is really beautiful. It reminds me a lot of the Chanel. I'm not sure what they're called, but they're basically like the same thing in a pot. And I have a few of those that I like more than these, but they're very similar, but I am going to go ahead and get rid of those. I have that same formula in Dusk, and I honestly cannot get that one open. And then I have this one in Starlit, which is such a beautiful baby pink. And yeah, this is definitely getting, oh, and it's crumbling, so that's definitely time to toss. So I have all of these Makeup Geek sparklers, and it pains me to get rid of them, but I honestly haven't reached for them since they came out. They're just too messy of a product. I just don't wear glitter like this very often. See, they don't even have a sifter. So if they ever, you guys see that? If they ever relaunch these and they repackaged them, I would be all about that life. This one is in Halo, FYI. They are a really beautiful product, but I just don't have the patience or the time these days to mess around with the fussiness of the application. Makeup Geek sparklers, that just got all over all of my other eyeshadows. But anyway, these are the next ones. I have so many of these. These are the Rouge Money Rouge eyeshadows, and I really love these, like I keep saying, but I'm gonna pass these along because these are still great quality. Some of them are just in amazing condition. I'm gonna give these to a friend. But I was gonna depot all these and put them in the magnetic palettes, like the Makeup Geek, or excuse me, the Makeup Forever palettes, but I just don't have time to depot them, so I'm going to pass them along to a friend. This one is in Unforgettable Oriole. I think they're all bird names or something. This one is in Angelic Cocktails. They are really beautiful eyeshadows. It really makes me want to keep it, but I'm going to pass those along, and like I said, I do have quite a few of those. This is really hard, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pass along and declutter the Makeup Geek pigments. I have Insomnia, Jackpot, which is this one. This one is Insomnia. It's just very similar to the MAC pigments, but I just do not reach for these very often. So I'm gonna let one of my girlfriends have these and she's gonna absolutely love them. Poker Face Enchanted. I think I have most of them from the collection. Nightlife. And these do have a sifter on them, which is awesome. They're very easy to work with because you can just dip your brush right in there. And then I have some of these Glow Minerals single eyeshadows. I really like these shadows. They're beautiful, beautiful quality, beautiful, like natural, more natural colors. They're more enhancing versus anything. But because they are in the single little eyeshadow compact, I just don't reach for them. And this one is in Sand Pebble, in case you're wondering. And I could depot them, but to be quite honest, that's what I've been trying to do or planning. I just have never gotten around to it. That one is a beautiful matte eyeshadow. That's in Twig. This one is in Orchid. And I have glitter all over my hand, so I don't even know if you can see these. Just very, very beautiful eyeshadows. But I wish that they were in magnetic pans. I could just pop them into my magnetic palettes. And then I just have some of these brow defining crayon type products that you would just kind of put under your eyebrow to clean up. Honestly, just never ever reach for those. And then I have some of the e.l.f. cream eyeshadows. Long Wear Cream Shadow, which I don't know what color that's in because it doesn't say. I just never reach for the cream shadows. So I don't even know if I've used that one. This one I have used. This one is just their cream eyeshadow in the color Dawn. So it's pretty. It actually reminds me of Bobbi Brown. Seems kind of patchy. Reminds me of Bobbi Brown cream eyeshadow in Sand Dollar. I have this Jane single eyeshadow in the color Clay. I don't even know where you can get Jane anymore. They used to sell it at Ulta. This is a really beautiful crease color, transition color. But I kept this one, and I had quite a few of these single ones because I do love them. But as I keep saying, they're singles and I just never reach for them. So if I had time and patience to depot this, I would totally pop that in a magnetic palette because these are really great affordable eyeshadows. Okay, so in this drawer here, I just have some of my Z palettes, which I've had for a while. And I'm not just gonna throw them away, I'll just leave it at that. And then I do have these Makeup Forever palettes, which I love. If you're not in the mood to support Z palette any longer, then I definitely recommend these. I think you can fit 35 in there. Mine need to be cleaned up a little bit, but they are magnetic. All the singles that I have in this drawer, in the Z palettes and in the Makeup Forever palettes, are a mix of MAC, Anastasia, makeup. Some of them are Makeup Forever, Artist Shadows, and then Makeup Geek. And then most of the Z palettes that I have are in the size extra large, which fits quite a few. I'm not going to go through every single individual shadow in this video just because that's like a whole different video. But I do find, or have found, that I much prefer creating my own custom palettes like this. For example, I really wanted the Lorac 3 Pro palette, and I actually bought it and then I returned it. I didn't use it, but I was like, you know what? I really love the colors, but I don't love the formula of Lorac eyeshadows, at least the ones that I've tried. So I'm like, I'm gonna create my own version of the Lorac 3 palette. And this is what I came up with. This is my own personal Lorac 3 palette. And I love just creating my own custom palettes. Whatever I'm feeling, I will put together and use. Up on the top here, I have a Morphe palette. This is the Morphe 35F palette. They did send this to me. I haven't used it yet, but I'm gonna give it to a friend because I think a friend would get a lot more use out of it than I would, because I probably would just use it once and it'd be like, it's okay. And then I would not use it again. So I'm just going to give it to her brand new. So in this drawer here, I have another Morphe palette. And this palette is the reason why I had that opinion about the other one. Because I used this once. This is the 350. I used it once. I didn't love it. It was kind of, it's good quality for the money. But obviously I have other good quality eyeshadows that I much prefer. This palette in particular, what I will say about it is you get what you pay for. It is a good value when you break it down, you know, price per how many you get. It's just not my favorite out of all the eyeshadows that I have in my collection. I have other ones that I definitely prefer. The next couple drawers are kind of random and a little bit sparse now because these drawers are where I stored those single eyeshadows that I just decluttered with you guys. In this palette, I have my Makeup Forever Artist eyeshadows, and these are the ones that I'm going to declutter. I've already gone through these And I might sell these in an Instagram sale if I ever get around to doing that. I love the artist eyeshadows. I just have so many different variations of these colors and other formulas. So, and then this Z palette is kind of random. I do have some of my Makeup Forever artist eyeshadows here. I have no idea why I have these random. These are MAC eyeshadows. And then these three on the right, oops, sorry. These three on the right are actually Anastasia or Anastasia. It says highlighter, but it's definitely like they're contour powders, and I use them as eyeshadows. They're really beautiful, kind of reddy brown eyeshadows, so they're great for crease work. And then over here I just have some individual smaller eyeshadow palettes. This is the e.l.f. It's called the Prism eyeshadow palette in the natural color. I did not have very good luck with this, so I'm gonna be passing that one along. This is the Becca eyeshadow quint that was a collaboration with Jaclyn Hill. And if you guys are avid makeup junkies, you might have known that some of these apparently were not good quality, so they pulled this palette from the line. But I got a good one, and this was actually sent by Becca. They did send this, and I actually really like it. And then I also have this other one by Becca. This one is the Ombre Rouge eyeshadow palette, and I really love these. I just moved the camera, and I apologize if the lighting prior to this was not very good. I didn't realize there was like a shadow being cast, so sorry about that. But this is the Ombre Rouge eyeshadow palette by Becca. I really love these. I think these and the Viseart or Visart eyeshadows are some of my favorites. Just a really nice neutral palette, nothing crazy, but that's what I love. I will definitely be hanging on to those. And then I have my Smashbox Soft Light palette, which I love. Recently talked about this in my Sephora haul. I've been using that a ton and I love it, so I'm going to keep that one. And then this is my Laura Mercier custom palette, where basically I just have 3 of her single eyeshadows, and I just put them into an empty palette. That one is Laura Mercier Guava, Baroque, and Sable. I really enjoy these eyeshadows. I really love Laura Mercier eyeshadows. That one I will be hanging on to. The last two I'm already knowing that I'm going to pass on. This eyeshadow quad is by The Body Shop. It's really beautiful, and I really enjoy these eyeshadows. I just never reach for it just because I can't get a whole look with this, and I don't reach for one or the other of the colors that are in here. And then this is my Butter London. These eyeshadows are so pretty, but these you have to pop in a palette, and the palette that I already have is already full. And these aren't magnetic, or they don't pop into anything, but they're really, whoops, see? Ah! They're really beautiful. That one, look at that. Isn't that so gorgeous? I just really don't wear colors like that a whole lot, so it's not worthwhile to keep the single eyeshadow, or the ones that don't even have like a home, you know? So this drawer is also kind of sparse because that is where those single eyeshadows lived. So this is a bag of goodies from Morphe that they did send, and I'm actually going to pass this along just because I'm not a fan of the colors. First of all, I'm not a fan of the formula of these, which are cream lip polishes. They're just super pigmented, super glossy, and they don't set, so they kind of slide around on the lips. I don't really love them, so I've only tried a few of the colors, so I have all these that are brand new that I can give to somebody who will love them more than I do. And then I have a bunch of these Morphe pressed pigments. These are the ones in the colors that I just know that I'll never wear. This little basket contains cream eyeshadow sticks, glitter glue, and a random Makeup Forever star powder, which I think these are like super popular now. I've had that one for a little while. I might hang on to that just because they are popular now and I kind of want to see what the fuss is about. This apparently doesn't have an actual name, just a number, as Makeup Forever loves to just do random numbers. But I remember really liking this, so I'm going to hang on to that. It's just really pretty. And then in here I just have some jumbo eyeshadow crayons that I use as primers. These are by Jordana, Made to Last. I don't know if they make these anymore, but I really love those. Mine are so gross looking. And then I have some of the Sephora collection colorful shadow and liners. I love these. I highly recommend these. My hand is all red from rubbing off those swatches. This is in pink glitter, and this one is taupe. And these are just some kind of lid colors is what I use them for. Cream Shadows by Jouer, Stila, and The Body Shop. I have a glitter glue by Sephora collection, which is always good to have something like that. Although I think I'm getting rid of all the glitters in my collection. So those are the cream eyeshadows and kind of eyeshadow bases that I'm going to be keeping. I didn't show it on camera, but recently I have gone through and got rid of probably like 5 or 6 times this many. So this is a tiny collection for me. And then this acrylic storage thing is kind of cool. So there's actually 2, and they hold 8 little pots each. These are by Algaray, and you can get them on Amazon or on the, I know you can get them on Amazon, maybe you can get them on the By Algaray site. I of course will link those below. But they hold MAC paint pots. They hold these Chanel, what are these called? Illusion des Ombres. So I have some of those Illusion des Ombres. I have a Dior Mono Fusion Shadow, and then I have some of the pure eye polishes. I think I'm unsure about these. I think I might hang on to them for now. I did whittle them down. I gave away all the other colors that I had because I did have all the colors. I'm going to keep these 2 neutral ones. These I like. I just always forget to use. Kind of the story of the cream eyeshadow products. So it's like a little net. And you just dip it down and pick up the product. What is that? And it's just really, really pretty on the lid. Is how I like to wear it. So I'm going to hang on to those for now, but if I don't wear them in the next couple months, I will get rid of them. These Illusion des Ombres by Chanel. I don't wear them a whole lot, but I really should because they're so beautiful. I just pulled out one of these MAC paint pots from my everyday makeup drawer, which is over here, just to show you that the paint pot does fit in there. You can flip it upside down to see what color it is, but it doesn't fit flat, which is fine. But these are just so cool. I love like anything organization, obviously, but just keep in mind they do take up a little bit of space. Like they're not the most space efficient, so if you are cramped on space, I wouldn't recommend them, but they're just so pretty. And then these over here I'm gonna hang on to for now just because they are pretty new, and I'm still kind of testing them out and trying out all the colors. These are the new Makeup Geek foiled pigments. They come like this. I love the packaging because it's pretty foolproof or mess proof, and you can just dip your brush in there, and I really do enjoy these. And that's such a random spot for a swatch, but my arm looks like it has a rash on it because I've been scrubbing off those swatches. So before I move on and show you the next drawer, I'm going to show you how I stored some of those single eyeshadows that I'm getting rid of. So I use ice cube trays. This is just like a regular ice cube tray. My husband did cut off the edges just so I can maximize space because there was like a lot of extra plastic on the edge that I just didn't really need. So definitely not necessary, but kind of fun to play around. And I actually think I used to keep these in a Sterilite plastic drawer system, and that's why he sawed those off so they would fit in there, because I don't think they fit otherwise. But they just stay in there really nicely. You can put them like that, line them up. Just going to show you a few eyeshadows that do fit in there really nicely. The ColourPop Super Shock shadows, they fit in there really well. The NYX Prismatic. This is the Rouge Bonnet Rouge, just kind of a standard eyeshadow. Fit in there really nicely. Alright, so the next drawer, I also have some more ice cube trays where I'm storing some of these single eyeshadow. Well, these are actually MAC pressed pigments. And then I have some Morphe pressed pigments. And just some single eyeshadows. I have the NARS Dual Intensity eyeshadows, which I absolutely love, but I just never reach for because they're singles. And I just never reach for singles, but I'm going to have to change that because I love these. And then over here I have just MAC regular pigments and Makeup Geek pigment, which apparently that's the only one I decided to keep is the color Sweet Dreams. And then this plastic, it's like a translucent plasticky container like that. It actually came in a set of 2 with this one. This one has all of the same kind of squares in it. And you know what? I actually got this in, I want to say like the kids section of Target. And I think they're supposed to be to store Legos in, which is kind of funny. They're okay for storage. They're not my favorite just because you kind of have like stack stuff and then they fall over. They're just not like ideal for any particular product that I have in my collection. I've had these for quite a few years now, and you know, they work okay, but they're just not my favorite. So anyway, as far as decluttering this drawer, I'm actually going to get rid of all these MAC pigments just because they're more than a couple years old. I love these, but because I did use them with Fix Plus, they kind of have formed a really weird layer. But yeah, I've had those for a few years and I just don't reach for them very often, so therefore I feel like I should declutter them. And these Morphe pigments, pressed pigments, I'm just going to keep only a few just because I have had them for a while and I haven't even used them yet, which goes to show I probably should declutter them. But I'm going to keep the lightest shades, which are these here. I'll swatch those for you. I'm going to pass along. Oops. I'm going to give these two away. They're brand new. I haven't used them, minus the fact that I just dented that one with this one. This one is in Star Luxury. This one is in Rodeo Drive, so those are brand new. I'm going to give those to a friend who's going to love them. I'm going to keep this one, which is Conceited. This one is Mimosa Sunday. A little bit powdery, but I think when you apply it with a brush, I think it'll actually be really nice. And this one is in Powder Room. See how that's like a little bit powdery, but with a brush, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. This is the Stila Eyeshadow in Kitten, which is like their popular cult favorite one. I will be keeping Kitten. And I'm actually going to pop it out and put it in one of my magnetic palettes, because you can do that with the Stila singles. See that little hole? You can just take like a bobby pin or a needle and pop it out. So love that. This is by Senna, and I'm definitely keeping this one. I just need to use it more. It's the Mineral Mixed HD Eye Lift, and my fingers are so shimmery, so I don't want to confuse you. This is not shimmery or glittery, but it does offer a nice sheen to it. This has that nice pale yellow color to it, and it really helps brighten the whole eyes, so I love that. And then this is a newer product to me, and I do like it. It's not my favorite, but I am going to hang on to it for now just because, like I said, it is new. It's the Catrice Liquid Metal Eyeshadow in the color Satina Vanderwoodson, which is why I got it, because I'm kind of obsessed with Blake Lively. And it is just a yellowy champagne color right there. So a little bit powdery, you can see, but they have these in other colors too. And why don't I just go ahead and swatch all these NARS dual intensity eyeshadows for you. I'm going to hang on to all these for now, but if I don't use them in a few months, I'm going to have to get rid of them. This one is Dion. This is Callisto. Andromeda, probably saying that wrong. This is Cassiopeia. See that shift? Oh yeah. Pretty. Europa. As far as I'm concerned, that's how you say it. And this one is Himalaya. Aren't those so gorgeous? And then the MAC pigments, I'm probably going to hang on to, and then just if I don't use them in the next couple months, I'm going to make myself get rid of them, because otherwise what's the point of having them, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see. Maybe I will use those. And then my Makeup Geek, then I'm going to keep that Makeup Geek Sweet Dreams pigment. So there's that drawer. So guys, I was going to show you inside this drawer and do a declutter, but the video is already so long, I know, and I do have to go for today. But I will come back and I will do that, and I will take you on the rest of my makeup collection declutter. If you are curious, these are also from by Algary. I will link them below. They have some really great acrylic makeup organization or beauty organization, or however you want to use it. These actually come out, so you can customize it if you want to. And then coming back over here to kind of where we started, this is the tub of stuff that I am going to be passing along. So you can see it's kind of deep. It's kind of fun to see all the stuff that I'm getting rid of. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.